Welcome to the Bold Analysis. And in this podcast, I want us to confront the facts as they are. So first, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Subscription is absolutely free. And the only advantage is when you subscribe, you shall get notifications whenever we publish our videos. Nothing is going to be deducted from your account because you subscribe. But when a video is published, it's not going to skip you. Ladies and gentlemen, is it a coincidence, and from what you think, from your own perspective, that two leaders close to Raila Odinga are giving conflicting statements about Raila's deal with William Ruto? And I'm talking about Raila Odinga's brother, Oburu Odinga, who took on Orengo head-on because Orengo was actually opposing broad-based. But in the same measure, or in the same breath, the ODM Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna is taking to every platform to remind the country that ODM is not in government, and in a very coordinated scheme, Raila, while attending Ongondowere's burial, even said that Sifuna speaks the ODM party position. Today, I hold that it is in the interest of Raila Odinga, and it is his script to stoke confusion among his supporters with a singular objective of giving space for what looks like Raila Odinga's desperate Raila Odinga's 2027 bid. And that is what I want to demonstrate for you in this podcast, and we'll explain. First, even before I even get to those details, I need to ask you, do you think Raila Odinga will be right to present his candidature in the next general election? Do you think? And this question should be answered by those who even have voted, both who support and those who oppose Raila. Do you really think that Raila is fair to present his name in the next general election? And if not, which are the options for him? I will also want to take some minute and talk about that in the comment section. I'll sample some comments and probably it can form my next video. My viewpoint is this. I want you to listen to this speech today. Oburu Odinga talks a lot, but of course, some of us are not tempted to take him serious because he speaks a bit more biased since his son was appointed as William Ruto's advisor in State House. And my senator, who ironically represents the youth in the Senate, is attacking Orengo and any other person who he believes is not supporting broad-based. And according to him, the Luo nation should not criticize Ruto power because for the first time, they're sitting some sort of a table and they're dividing the cake.
Other people are very jealous that we are on the table where resources of the country are being shared. We are on the table where resources are being shared. And our elected leaders, I want to just tell you that you have been given a privilege to represent your people. You are representing your people because not all people of Belgut can go to Nairobi where resources are being shared. They have elected you to go and represent them. If you think that resources will just come automatically without you fighting and scrambling from them, you must know resources are very, very scarce. Everybody wants those resources. And if everybody wants those resources, and you are waiting for it that you are elected, and it will come to you like manna dropping from heaven, it will never happen. That will never happen. Those resources, you must scramble and make sure that your people get the fair share of what they deserve. Because all Kenyans are taxpayers, and those taxpayers must be given their fair share of the national cake. They must be given their fair share. Our area here must get a little more because we have been paying taxes for projects which did not come to our place.
In Sudan, young people and professionals overthrew the government without a plan. How is Sudan now? Chaos. People are dying. So when Jacom thought it wise that we go to something that will bring us together, now we have peace. So reason number one is peace. Reason number two, if there is peace, something will happen in the name of development. It does not matter how much politics we bring. If there is no peace, even the government cannot bring development. So now development is going on all over the country, not just in lowland, because there is peace.
Now, I want to put a disclaimer, just some rejoinder on what Odour have said. Yes, it is indeed true that Mbadi is in treasury. But is it really true that for the years, for the 1 year that Mbadi has been treasury, that the few months Mbadi has been treasury, a lot has changed in Nyanza? Is it really true? This bragging and there is a mentality or a perception being created that we have manna from falling from heaven because Mbadi is in treasury. And I remember, I like an explanation from Willis. In Homa Bay, Adiedo, a mother had to go to school with chicken to try to beg the principal to buy so that he could pay school fees. I come from Siaya, and I think for better part of April I've been in Siaya. And all the way from Siaya town, ukiconnect ukienda side ya Bondo, or you take the other route to Ugenya, take Rangala, Ugenya, come back, ama you go to Rangala, Ugunja, Ukwala, that route all the way back to Boro to Siaya. Or you take Game, that other side, Fike Luanda, Rudi side. What is this new project? Come on, come on, come on. What is this new thing that is on table that Odour is talking about? But a perception has to be created. And it is a very sustained narrative. I listened to Mbadi saying, during Ongondore's burial, when he was asking Sifuna that Sifuna should not oppose him, because he's in broad-based, he's from ODM expert, he should demonstrate to the country what a Raila presidency would look like. Raila presidency would look like. And I feel like ashamed of even this.
To reform this economy, Baba, I found this economy in bad shape. Si mchezo, ilikuwa mbaya. It was bad. But the reason why I'm putting my effort, apart from being patriotic, I wanted to demonstrate to the whole world that if Raila Odinga became the president, these are the people he would have gone with to the government, and this is what they would have done. And therefore my concluding remarks is that if I am there, I expect total 100 support from the party. Starting with the Secretary General, my brother Sifuna, please, I am a member of your party. I don't belong to any other party. I belong to ODM. If I fail, There is no way 2027 you are talking about you will convince anyone that ODM can run a government.
We, at this point, would like to remind Mbadi. So, Raila presidency is the one where you can do the budget. And money is available for the deputy president and ruling UDA party MPs to be moving around the country, dishing some money under what is called economic forum in millions. While in that budget, money for NEC is not there. We will also want to ask Mbadi. So Raila presidency is the one where money will be available for people to move around with choppers and attending funerals from Friday to Sunday, while universal health staff are not being paid and the CS is saying he's broke and they can't pay the universal health staff. And you can add into that list. Now, let me take you back. That is Oburu. On the other hand is Edwin Sifuna.
Wakati ambapo tunaenda kusaini mkataba na Ruto, hiyo mkataba nimewaambia niliandika mimi mwenyewe kwa ofisi yangu bwana. Ukiangalia kipengele cha 3 ya hiyo mkataba, hawapendi nikiwakumbusha. Hawapendi nikiwakumbusha MOU inasema nini. Your Excellency, we said that you must support devolution to its fullest. Number 1, we must give the money that is responsible for all the functions that devolution zifike kwa ground. Hawezi kudevolve functions na how devolve pesa. Iko kwa MOU. Number 2, tulisema we want timely release of money. We pass something called a disbursement schedule in the Senate. Ile inasema kila mwezi county zipate pesa ngapi. Treasury never follows that. Nikisimama niambie Mbadi, wewe ni CS wa Treasury, can you follow the disbursement schedule? Anaanza kulia, anasema Sifuna na mfinya. Iko kwa hiyo mkataba kwamba pesa ziongezwe kwa county government. This is the article 3 of the MOU that I wrote. And it says, Governor, that in this financial year, hatutakubali kama family of devolution anything less than 450 billion Kenya shillings. Wakati unakaa unaniambia ati 405 billion ndio unatuma, Mheshimiwa Mbadi, hiyo ni kukiuka mkataba kati ya ODM na UDA.
A man who is the Secretary General of the party, twice and not thrice. In fact, when he first said it in Citizen, we thought it was a joke. He was in a morning Citizen show. And then he went to Senate, he said it. Then yesterday he was in Migori and said in front of ODM, plus even that Oburu was present in that event. Sifuna saying, I don't know what this there is nothing like broad-based. Why is Oburu not attacking Sifuna? That's why some of us believe that even attack on Orengo was more of a domestic politics than this other thing. So, Sifuna, that is what Sifuna says. And Michael, let me tell you, when Raila was in Homa Bay, Raila said, Sifuna speaks party position. So what Sifuna speaks is the party position. So the party position, there's nothing like broad-based. But politicians are making corners around it. Now, recently, Odinga was in Siaya and attended the funeral service of the father to Ambida, Angela Ambido, a lawyer. And in very coded message, he was asking the mourners there, of course dismissing me, I'm not in government, and was asking the mourners whether he should continue or Baba should retire.
Hello? Hello? No, gimadunga hinya, eninya kubedi gimilo discipline. Party gimaduong. Wangi party milo unai, Odi? Odi? Odi mntie. Odi mnyaka dinyime. Koro kinyo kanyama kwa jeni on Raila oti. Yembasna kwa wacho ni Kafoko tija tinani. Apenjo. Babu ni nyime kwa somo dogdala. Aendelee. Adhinyime. Unadhinyime. Muda adhinyime tingna bari. Jomoko duato. Ang'e no chal joma wuonda. Okuwuonda koso. Uikru. Ing'ere ikruok en ang'o? Ikawo ombulu. Mondo bedo gi ombulu. Eka nyalo bedo kuikru. To sani to kane gima jogi moko wacho ni nikia wan iye, moko ni wan oko, kamacha. Jowa moko ni sirikal, okamano. Jowa moko ni sirikal, okamano. To mana oko gi bende ni oko. Kaka ochalo ne kaka ochalo. En broad base. Ok en broad base. Baba do ni oko. Adwa ni mondo wakonya sai mondo kel chinyo dundo kama beri podo malo.
When you start listening to these questions, hey, Odinga wants to go to the ballot. That one. Odinga is going to the ballot. Or text samoro. That is to mean sometimes ni ngumu. Odinga is going to the ballot again in 2027. Where? But let me say it this way. Let's be pragmatic. Raila will not get away with this. It doesn't matter how many press briefings and how many funerals they attend and try to explain we are not in government. It is not more of what you say, but those words are not accompanied with actions. And let me demonstrate to you. This is the photo of Odinga meeting Murkomen, who is the interior CS. Oh, I'm not in government. I'm an ODM leader. But we are in broad-based. And he's not employed anywhere. He's not given any cabinet position. That one he's meeting Murkomen. Another one, there is sugar leasing deal going on. Kagwe is going to consult Raila and even goes to public and say, due to broad-based consultations. Then Raila goes then say, I'm not in government. And as if you think that one is not enough, he went to Treasury and himself, he visited Treasury. Visited Treasury where Mbadi works with PS Chris Kipto and kept on saying, and then said he's being briefed about, he's telling them about some taxes and this and that. Then you say, I'm not in government. Now, there is another interesting observation I want us to make. Odour, who had been a strong critic of Raila, and that was the first team that, it comes from Kasepol, where Charles Ongondowere was the MP, the late Charles Ongondowere was the MP. So Odour was given some non-executive chairperson of Lake Basin. Now, yesterday, or the day before, that was on Friday, his appointment was revoked. And political observers from the lakeside are saying it is Raila Odinga and his team that has influenced that. Now, let me tell you, what this shows is that Raila has infiltrated, and it's not just Odour, there are those who are criticizing. Those who are criticizing him are now being removed from government. I remember, sugar leasing deal, well, isn't it? It is too late for Odinga to walk out of Ruto shadow. And in fact, this script has failed. You know, even in during the handshake with Ruto, he kept on saying, with Uhuru Kenyatta, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was very genuine about it, he kept on saying, let's not talk about 2027. Let's not talk about 2027. Until BBI collapsed. Then now started saying, you know, I'm consulting. Then went to Kasarani and announced his presidential bid. it will be too late because the country, and let me say this, the political ecosystem is changing very fast. And if Odinga is planning a comeback, probably in 2027, January or 2026, December, it will be too late. The country shall have moved on without his input. And this is what I mean. The country shall have made a decision. For example, if you have Matiang'i candidature, if the opposition team settles on Matiang'i, it will not be a bother whether Odinga is endorsing Ruto or not. So if he wants to be part of the equation, he has to join Ali. You cannot have your cake and eat it. But let me explain, why is Raila going for the 2027 ballot? It's only because of these 4 reasons. And number 1, he wants to elevate his bargain in 2027. Remember, the cost will not be high if already a position has been created that Raila is not going to vie. So he has to create some candidature. But you and I know very well, Raila without Kalonzo, Raila without the Kisi vote, surely. Do you want to tell me the 4 counties, the 4 Nyanza counties and Busia in Western and the coast can make Raila become the president? Come on. Is it pragmatic? No. But he has to threaten Ruto that, I can also vie, so that probably to boost the bargain. The second thing I'm seeing here, the Carry My Hand battalion are feeling insecure. There are some people in the Luo nation who don't work, and one of them is my governor, unapologetically saying about it. People who don't deliver, but they will always want Odinga to be in the ballot because there is start saying tunaenda kupigania baba. They put Raila's photo in the poster and they have the ODM ticket, then all is done. That battalion is part of the team that are pushing this. The third issue I'm seeing here is Odinga family is not ready for succession. Yes, I've heard Babu saying ODM needs to produce a candidate. And if there was someone who was to be propped, that person could be propped in 2027. If Odinga is saying he wants to vie, then that means they are not going to take the running mate slot. And Odinga vying means no succession. If they would accept Odinga not to vie and probably take the running mate slot to Ruto, even if they fail, but probably they have elevated someone has thrusted to the national stage, to the mainstream politics. So that by 2032, that person also makes sense to voters. And lastly, I think Odinga is plotting to infiltrate the opposition bench. He's thinking, maybe scheming, naweza enda kwa Rigathi hivi, kama Kalonzo atakataa Rigathi kuwa candidate, maybe Rigathi kuja ni support nini. Thinking those things, but I still insist. They don't need to plant confusion. They don't need to stoke confusion amongst the support base. If Odinga means well and is part of the wider discussion, the wider discourse, then you need to disassociate. You cannot eat then after you eat and then you come out and say, now I'm vying. Tuonane kesho bwana.